What's up, old man?
Good morning.
Now you need to drink some water.
How y'all doing?
Just good. What's going on?
I wanted to address the pump.
Yeah, go ahead. You in the bathroom?
I no, I'm working on one of my properties and I got it finished so I can get it sold.
Well, you
So
ain't
it's
got no
not
furniture. That's why you in
ain't
the
no
bathroom.
furniture or nothing in there
That's
right
fine.
now.
Yeah, just say I ain't got no furniture. Go ahead.
I tend to agree with this prompt.
Tell me why.
Yep. Women's empathy is just trauma from dealing with men. I do agree with that. Uh, I don't know how to explain it except that black women, specifically the most rejected and despised human being on the planet, has been dealing with a lot of trauma, especially from black men in our community. And I know I get on here and troll a lot, but black men have become a detriment to our community, and we have to do better. I'm just being honest with you.
What do you think we need to do better?
We need to do better in every category. Education, we need to start showing up to these schools and meeting the teachers and become involved in our children's schoolwork as well as their extracurricular activities because most of the conversations you can have with a man about their child is in sports. How fast they run, how high they can jump, and how strong they are. You will very, very rarely hear a man talk and brag about his son or daughter academically. And that's just true. We don't value that as much.
Did your
We need to
father know?
start we don't value that as much.
Did your
We need to
father know
start.
much about you?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Is that the case with you and your father, where he didn't know a lot about you?
Oh no, no. My dad was
A lot about you?
oh no, no. My dad was the type that took you to play catch and he set the limit on education where you couldn't participate in sports unless you was on the army. But also, my dad was a police officer, so he was strict in ways other parents were not. So,
So he probably was emotionally distant, because that's a problem too.
hmm?
Like if he was a police officer, I mean he was emotionally. But
No, I'm telling you, my dad was the man who came to school for a career day. He spent a lot of time with the children. He wasn't a police officer that worked hours when we were home and he was not home. So generally, he was home when we were home, and he spent time with us. My dad actually came to my sporting events. I had my dad there. My parents were married
yeah, I
for
mean, but that's
60
what you just
some years.
said. But isn't that part of the problem? Because you said men tend to be aware of sporting events, and you said that twice. So
Yeah, but my dad was also the person who went up to the school and spoke to my teachers and made sure if I didn't have a 3.0 on my GPA or better, I wasn't going to participate in any sports.
yeah, only reason I asked you that because what I noticed is that sometimes people get upset about a situation, but they don't want to admit that that also applies to them.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I actually had a good childhood. And my parents discuss social events. They discuss problems in relationship, community. My dad would make us read articles in the newspaper where young people decided that they were going to go out and, for instance, date an older person, wind up unalive, um, selling candy. One day, my dad took me on a field trip and he said, I'm gonna take you around here and show you something. And he showed me some guys that I was friends with sitting on the corner. He said in 5 years it'll be new set sitting up here, and this set will be either unalive or in jail. And I guarantee you, in 5 years he was right. So that was my dad. I had a pretty decent childhood.
So my question is to you, James. If your parents were so loving and caring, what happened to you?
Nothing happened to me. You have to understand, my wife is an advocate for women, and a lot of women will not listen to what you have to say until they run into the misogynistic me. So I make it easier for you to speak and have them listen to you, honestly. And that's just the truth.
So why would you take that position then? If you saying all this was fake, okay. Why would you take that position?
Because you have Malcolm and you have Martin.
So you think
So
you think
Malcolm,
revolution?
no, Malcolm said in order for y'all to sit down at the table with Martin, I was necessary because either you were going to choose him or you had to deal with me.
So the thing with men, y'all got this like superhero complex, and it's interesting because
We
you've
are
been
superheroes. My mama
aren't
told me I
you?
was a
That's all.
superhero when I was a child.
Yeah, that's where she fucked up. That's the problem right there. Because here's the
I
thing.
didn't.
Yeah, you being problematic, you like no, it's part of this greater cause is fucking crazy. You being deplorable, saying the things you say about women, and then thinking, "Oh, I'm saving somebody," is fucking crazy. The audacity of that is
I
wild.
don't think I'm actually saving anybody. I
You
think
think you think women need you to be act like a bitch in order for them to understand the point is crazy.
yeah,
It,
I do because these women, they when they see a smiling face, they think it's a nice man. They have to have it right out front so that they can see it and think about it. Because some of the stuff I say they would never consider if I said things in a calmer, gentler, kinder manner.
so you telling
You
me
understand?
you don't believe none of
It's
this
like
shit?
me telling my child, "Hey, don't go in the street,"
Hold up.
because I'm
You don't
sorry.
believe none of this shit you've been saying?
What you say? Repeat
You
it,
telling
because you
you
sound
don't,
far away.
hold up. Yeah, I know you need furniture. You don't believe none of this shit you've been saying is what you saying?
No,
But you've been phony this whole
it's
time?
fun. Oh yeah, I've been. This is my character. James Spirit is a character. That's not a real person.
Where your
And
wife
when I
at?
get off of here, I'm going right back to being James Spirit.
Where your wife at?
I get off of here, I'm going right back to being James Spirit.
Where your wife at?
She home.
Cause I know that she ain't never around.
Yes, she is. She on TikTok all the time. Y'all just don't know who it is. See.
I don't think you know who it is.
Anyway, enough about her.
Of course, you don't want to talk about this person you made.
No, because some of these women will inbox her and threaten her and everything.
Why would they threaten
I've
her?
got I've got some crazy messages
Why
because
would
they
they?
crazy. People are
Hold on,
crazy.
hold up. They would threaten her, and you got crazy messages. Are you pretending
Yeah,
to
I'm
be?
telling you.
Are you pretending to be a woman?
Huh? No,
Why you say they messaging you then?
because of the stuff I say on here.
Hold on, you all over the place.
I said the stuff that I say on here, they message me with some really crazy stuff that they say, even threats. Okay? And if they knew who my wife was, they would do the same to her. So why would I
That woman
allow
don't
them
listen.
in a covert operation to know
Stop
who my wife
lying.
is?
James, stop lying, James. Stop lying.
Anyway, I agree with the prompt. And in a little while, I'll be back to James Spirit. I just want to. It is a problem dealing with men, especially in the black community, and that's just the truth.
They're like you, you don't get to say deplorable things and say you a good man at the end of the day. That's crazy.
I'm a good man. I'm a great man. My wife think I am.
Your wife.
Yeah, that's what
God,
she tell people. I got a Facebook post where my wife talked about how great I am.
man, that woman don't exist. What's up, Moses?
Hey, now, If I can, thank you for allowing me to come up. I agree with the prompt, but I think it's a little too generalized. Okay, women's empathy is just trauma from dealing with the wrong men. Okay, not every man is is bad. I mean, a lot of us start out ignorant and foolish, but a great deal of us mature and grow up and become responsible.
What do you, sir?
And I just yeah, and I just think that it's imperative that women try to be more. And I know it's hard for a woman to know how to choose the right guy because guys are manipulators and liars, and they'll paint a picture and make you believe that they're the most wonderful person in the world. And they'll sustain that lie for a long period of time, enough time for you to really start caring about them. And then the real them will eventually come out. And that's
How
unfortunate.
how old are you, sir?
I'm 62.
Okay, so
You
how
know,
long did you terrorize women before you got your shit together?
oh, I mean, honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I couldn't have been no more than about 20 years old before I was done playing. I got married at 18. Okay, to the girl that had my child. I married her. So around that time, I knew. I knew because I knew what I wanted and I knew what I had to be in order to have what I wanted and sustain what I wanted. And I seen that in my household. So I
But that
knew
don't
that
make
I couldn't
sense. That don't
continue.
make sense.
I
You
could,
can hold
you know,
up.
I couldn't. Uh,
All right, so
you
you're
know,
not with that woman anymore, correct?
Well, she unalived. She deceased, and so I'm married to another woman now. I believe in marriage.
Of
I
course,
believe if I'm
you
not
do.
married,
No, men always believe
huh?
in it. Men always believe in marriage.
Well, I believe in marriage for the reason that if I'm not married, then I'm gonna be laying up with a lot of other women and probably having kids with them that I don't want to have with them. So I
Yeah,
feel
that's not,
if I want
sir.
to get my
Calm
thing
down,
on, I
sir.
may as well get me a woman.
Sir,
You,
sir, calm
one
down.
woman is enough.
Of course. So y'all want to be married for y'all benefit, but it don't be to the woman's benefit. Marriage
Oh,
don't.
okay. I'm on the wrong panel. I'm a drop.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? You can't be the good guy, so you want to run. All right, whatever. The lies is crazy. That man said he was terrorizing, but he got married at 18. He ain't never caused no harm. That's a lie, and you know it. Can't take the heat. What's
Hello,
up? How you doing?
how you doing?
I'm good. What's up? Did you want to comment on the prompt?
Yeah.
Go ahead, you got it.
Um, so someone being empathetic,
Not someone. It's specific.
women's empathy is just trauma from dealing with men.
Yeah.
I dealt with someone, a woman that she had, she was empathetic to me, and she had a history from stuff that happened to her when she was younger, and um, she's just beautiful soul, but she's like, you know, trapped, I guess you could say.
Y'all still together?
I'm sorry.
So what are you saying?
So I'm saying that like I understand your prompt
Uh huh.
because what I'm gathering from that is that the trauma that men leave women with is a reason to the empathy that they have.
So you agree? You was talking about okay. So you was saying something else, but okay. All right.
So like what I was saying is that I can speak on myself for this because I had someone who was empathetic towards me, and I came to find out that they had trauma from someone for a long time.
And how does that make you feel?
Terrible to know that.
Why?
because I'm also empathetic and I
Are you?
understand everybody's situation is different.
Hold on. How are you empathetic?
How am I?
Yeah.
I'm understanding. I don't judge. I don't question. I stay in my lane. I'm a good shoulder. You know,
But the
I'm
thing
not.
is, the same reason why women are empathetic for other women, men are empath. I mean, other for men, men be empathetic to other men. So like, it doesn't. I'm not hearing the empathy or whatever, not questioning whatever. It don't sound like which I guess you're trying to make it sound like. But the reality is like, if you have empathy, it's for other men.
Do I have empathy for other men?
That's what men have empathy, but the empathy is for other men. Y'all don't have empathy for women.
I do.
Okay, explain that because I didn't hear that part.
I said that, you know, I mean, not just her, but for other women as well. On their
Okay.
situation, it's all situation based on what's going on. I have more empathy for women than I do men.
Okay, so how do you feel about women initiating divorce and saying that they want to be single?
If that's what they want to do, they want to do it. We make our choices in life, right? So if she wants to do that, then so be it.
Do you support that though? Do you think more women should adopt that type of mentality?
I mean, if you're not in a, I mean, if you're not in a good relationship and it's not what you want, I would say go ahead. I don't think that well, you're saying to get out of the stuck mindset, think that well, you're saying to get out of the stuck mindset that you
Yeah,
have to stay
I
with
would.
someone.
So I would argue that if you were empathetic towards women, you understand that benefit relationships don't benefit them. The heteronormative traditional relationships don't benefit women. And if you had empathy for women, you would advise women to like abandon these relationships versus pushing women to be in relationships because that's what a lot of men do. Sometimes men are in relationships like James down there claimed he married and he be worried about what women doing with other men because he has empathy for other men, but he don't have empathy for women and what they're going through.
Well, so that would make him someone who doesn't understand.
But
And
I'm wondering if you understand because you're not showing that you have that level of empathy.
so I have MH. Um, so I'll give you a good example. Like what I do in my spare time is I volunteer to train service dogs twice a week.
So do me a favor. Don't try to elevate yourself in this moment. We're not having empathy for you
I'm
right
not
now.
trying to elevate myself. I'm just
No, no,
saying
no.
that it's
No, no, no.
it's
No, no, no. No, no, no. I don't need to know what you do in your
okay.
spare time. That's not what the conversation about. Conversation is do you actually have empathy for women? Because it's not sounding like you do.
How do I, from what I told you, how does that not sound like there's any empathy?
It doesn't. I don't hear the empathy. Is what I'm saying. I'm not hearing it.
So this person decided to tell me stuff that they felt comfortable with, and I was there to listen, and I heard, and it made me very sad, and it made me angry because it's terrible when people don't treat people right, and they manipulate them, or they coerce women, to feel a certain way.
Like
I
how you
believe
felt.
that is empathy.
Then you just do the same thing though.
I'm sorry?
You just try to do the same thing though, right?
What do you mean I try to do the same thing?
You told me about what you do in your spare time. You was trying to go into empathy for yourself.
No, I try to do that because I'm a good person, I think,
No, you
because I
tell
want to
yourself
give back.
that. Nobody confirmed that, sorry. You're telling yourself that. That has not been confirmed that you're a good person.
Okay, that's just my way of giving back.
You haven't given anything back.
Oh no, I have. I provided. Yes, I have. In
No,
fact,
no,
I
no.
have.
Here's the thing. In this conversation, you care more about telling about what you've done than understanding the general point because you lack empathy.
I definitely don't lack empathy.
You definitely do.
Tell me how I lack that.
I already explained it, but you're not getting it because
You
you're
said
so.
to describe actual empathy,
No, I didn't say that. You're reading the
to
comments.
cry with someone, to not judge them, to listen, to respect them.
I didn't say
Is
any of
that
those things. You're
being?
reading
Is
the
that not
comments.
empathetic?
You're reading the comments. I didn't say that.
No, no, no. I said I just read that comment. That's what I would. That's what they said.
Okay.
But
So
I'm saying
again,
the other stuff.
let's see if you can catch it this time. Instead of understanding the point, you care more about what people think about you. You don't have empathy. You want to be centered. You don't care about understanding my point. You're not trying to help yourself get to the point. Right now, in this moment, you want to prove you somebody I say you wasn't. You haven't proved that you're that person. You're more worried about being that person than you are about the point because you lack empathy.
Okay, so I heard a story from this person when they were a kid and something happened, and I thought of it like in the way of not only how wrong it was, but how that would have affected me if that was me who that happened to. How's that sound?
You just did it again. Again, instead of trying to get the point, you want to give another point about how you're empathetic. It sounds like some bullshit. Sounds like some bullshit you put together because you care about the label more than you care about the point of the conversation. You're centering right now. You're looking for my validation. I'm not giving it to you.
I'm not. I don't need validation.
I personally believe you're a piece of shit and you lying.
I'm absolutely not.
I don't believe you.
Okay. So tell me, what is it that you're looking for as an answer?
I'm just having a conversation, not an answer. But it's
Okay.
kind of hard to have the conversation when you're more worried about how you people perceiving you.
I could care less what people think of me, to be
No,
honest
you
with
do.
you.
I'm gonna tell you why you think you care with people because instead of having a conversation with me, you in the comments. You are more worried about the spectators right now than you are having a conversation. That's what I just said.
You okay? All right. I'm not looking at the screen. I'm looking out and about. I'm not doing that.
You already
I'm
did it, sir.
talking to you. I'm
You already
talking to
did it.
you.
But you already did it. We gonna
So
just you didn't just stop the conversation to give an explanation to somebody in the comments because again, you are worried about what the spectators think because you are worried about what people think about you because you're self-centered. If you had
no,
empathy,
definitely not.
see how you just cut me off? You just cut me off, sir. You're obsessed with yourself. And I'm pretty sure that if somebody did share their thoughts with you, you exploited them to your own benefit.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely, that's what you did.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't.
Yes, you do.
Um, no,
You're a typical man, sir. There ain't nothing special about you.
I am definitely not a typical man. What
You
is a
sound
typical man is self-centered?
sound like you, sir. You sound like a typical man.
So what man is in the right in this scenario?
Why? So you can be him?
Oh, it's a learning, right?
If I tell you who that man is, that's who you're gonna become.
No, no, no. I know what a
You
man is because I
you
am a
gonna
man,
shape
but I'm
shift.
saying
You gonna
for
shape shift right now.
what you're asking,
So again, we talking about you and the way people perceive you because you're an insecure person. You are a typical man.
no, no, trust me, I hate myself. So you're
Yeah,
not you're not wrong.
I don't care about you self-loathing, sir. I don't give a fuck about that.
Oh, I don't care either. I'm just saying, like I mean, you're telling me all these things that I am, so I'm just just adding to the list. So what? What about it? I'm not a typical man. I definitely am not.
Again, none of this has anything to do with the topic at hand.
I understand that. So, but being empathetic to women, it like if you didn't care what somebody was going through, why would you listen to it?
And I'm asking my question right now.
It's not to gain anything, any to manipulate. It's not to. I mean, people do that.
Yeah, I know.
Wrong. Every aspect.
You lack self awareness, apparently.
You definitely lack self-awareness if you say that.
We being combative now.
Absolutely not. But you just said I lack self-awareness.
You do.
In what way do I lack self-awareness?
We're strangers on the internet. Why are you so affectionate with what we care about, sir? We can't even have a
You're
conversation.
you're taking my tone and you're using that as a way to describe what I'm feeling, and that's incorrect.
That's not what I said.
You didn't say that. I'm breaking down what's
Are you
going
not
on
breaking
here.
down anything? It's not about what's going on here. Again, you care more about what people think about you than the actual conversation. We can't even talk about the topic because you can't stop censoring yourself. Hey, Liz.
Hi. Sir, why are you here when you should be like calling a therapist or something? Like this, it's wild. Like you'd rather talk to a stranger on the internet than like seek help. It's very strange.
What
Like there are
help do
people
I
who are
need?
paid to talk to you about this kind of stuff. And Tara is not one of those people.
What help do I need?
Listen, I'm not gonna like go. Yeah, that was not a genuine question because
Serious help, sir. Serious help. So
yeah.
are you stuck or what's going on, sir? What's going on? You want to talk about the topic? What's up?
Can you tell me what's going on with the topic?
What do you mean? What's going on? What do you think about the topic, sir?
I said it before.
Without inserting yourself.
I'm sorry?
Can you talk about the topic without inserting yourself?
Sure.
All right, go ahead.
Women deal with men, they give them trauma, and then they give that to other people.
You said so women deal with men. The men give the women trauma, and then they give that to other people. Is that what you're saying?
No, they give their empathy. That doesn't make any sense, actually.
It doesn't. That's what I'm trying to figure out what the fuck you talking about.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, you can't talk about this topic. You too worried about yourself. You ain't gonna get nowhere.
I am absolutely not.
Wait, but so you think that men give women trauma or women give men trauma?
I think women get trauma from men.
Like
Women are
describe the
traumatized by men.
trauma.
Right.
Describe the trauma.
What's that?
Describe the trauma that women get from men, sir.
Emotional.
No, no, no. Describe the scenario, sir. Not just use vocabulary words.
You did four.
She was,
Lack of honesty. I don't know. Being told one thing and then another.
it's more than that, right? Like there's women who deal with like extreme amounts of violence from men, with SA from men,
I
with
know.
like with being like walked out on when you're 8 months pregnant with no job because he told you to quit your job because I'll take care of everything, and then he walks out like, it's more serious than that.
Oh
But
yeah.
how I'm curious. I'm curious.
It's
How
open.
are you causing women trauma, and what are you doing about it? It's shit like pulling teeth. Damn, sir. It's a simple question.
Trying to help
How what?
see the signs before they happen, or if they're happening.
Like explain the scenario, sir. You this vague as hell.
Someone's talking to somebody else. A woman's talking to somebody. and they're with their friends, and they notice that the husband's a little too aggressive. And then when you go and hang out at their house with them, it's even worse when they go to another room. So there could be something that's going on that's well beyond just an
Ah,
argument.
so you think that it is on the women? You think that it is on the women's friends to notice these signs and get the woman out of the relationship?
No, I didn't say that.
What's wrong
I,
about what she said there?
you
What do
just
you think?
said, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Isn't that what he was saying? He was saying that like people need to notice the signs of a bad guy.
I don't fucking know. What's up, Dark Horse? Hey, Dark Horse. Please, Lord.
I hit the button by mistake. I didn't mean to come up.
No, but
Did
it's
you hear my
okay.
conversation in the back? Did you have to mute me?
Yes,
Yeah,
but
you
that's okay.
good.
It was like only for a second. I muted you right away.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. That's what happened when you're trying to order chicken wings at the corner store. I'm back. But I was gonna say that the conversation is so, what's the word? Performative.
Yeah.
And it's I've been listening on the internet. I know the things to say to make it appear that I am um emotionally connected. And it's the saying the thing, but the way that it's robotic is that it's never individualistic. It's never a personal experience that you can come from on how you demonstrated it. You're talking about a situation that you were involved in with a woman and what she went through. There's still no connection. And that's something you guys can't fake because that would change each time, right? The connection to this, the connection to that, but they're lacking the connection. And that's something we're not going to give you the answer to. That's something you would have to actually go through and it have to be authentic. So the talking points, talking at someone, but never truly making the connection, it's always going to give fraud. That's all I wanted to say. When the
Yeah.
mic get back down at the bottom of the screen, when that happened?
I
Oh,
don't know. We updated it.
Nice.
yeah.
It's definitely giving fraud though, but
What does that mean?
Speak
it's
on it.
hard. Cause here's the thing, Adonis. It's hard to talk to you. Like you say one word a minute. It's like cause it is performative. If you was being genuine, like when you was telling us about you, and it was all about you, and you were being censored, that shit was coming out fluently. But now you gotta make a point to the prompt. It's like, what the fuck is you saying, sir?
Yeah, but like, how do you? Let me ask you a question. How can you give an example of something just out of like context, but not have a personal or probably an experience that you could relate it to say that you know of something that could be relevant to it
Yeah.
that happened.
So like but you don't need to you can like we all draw on our personal you can like draw on personal experience from your perspective like cuz that's what we all do without having to like without having to like talk about yourself and tell a story about yourself, right? Yeah, you're coming from your perspective, but you don't need to like make it about you and relate it
Um,
back directly to a story that you have about yourself.
Well, I think that's the problem. If it's not about him, he starts struggling. That's why when I
it's
asked for
definitely not about
hold up,
me, but
sir,
what I'm
sir, sir.
God.
I was so. That's why when you ask for specific examples, now it's like the conversation goes to a standstill because it's like, hold up, I'm not censored because I don't have examples. I haven't actually done that, so now it's like us trying to coach a motherfucker through the fucking conversation, and it's boring. Like you ain't talking about shit. James, you unmuted. What you want to say, James?
James.
You know, when I talk to women,
Muted now.
oh,
Some of the issues that women face start even with childhood because they deal with a father that has abandoned the family, and he could
so
literally
are
be
you?
down the street.
Hold up. That's what JS just said. I think more from childhood than could be from men such as father brothers. Are you taking something the man said in the comments and trying to make it your point?
No, I'm serious. That's what I was thinking about because I remember a time where I
No,
dated
that's
a woman
bullshit. That's what
and
we don't.
her.
No, we don't need to know the lie. Like what this woman went through her family. Tell us how you terrorize that woman. Because here's the thing: if these
I
women,
didn't terrorize her, but I
hold up,
did
I'm
have
gonna
to.
need you. Hold up, because y'all don't listen. If y'all keep telling me you and Adonis up here telling me that these women be these horrible events and they with y'all and they open up, it's a reason why they were with people like you. You gravitate to a certain people. Unfortunately, y'all work through those issues. It's because you were the same terrorizer. You look familiar. That's the thing. Y'all be the same motherfucker. And you want to blame it on her father? Like that's crazy. Tell us how you were just like her father and you caused that woman harm. Like be vulnerable. Tell her the motherfucking truth. And we can have a
I think
conversation.
the where I was like her father was abandonment because I literally had to leave her. It was dangerous to stay with
James, you
her.
ain't never left a woman, James. You ain't
Yeah,
never left a woman, James. You ain't never
I
left a
had to.
woman.
And that
James.
woman,
James.
she would do things
James.
like,
James. James. You never
"What?
left a woman, sir.
I never left a woman."
No, you done made up a whole wife.
But anyway, that was one of the things I wanted to bring up. Another one was dealing with situations where you think the man is your friend and then you wind up being essayed by him. A lot of women deal with that. And moving forward, they make themselves uh, the cause of the situation mentally
What the
rather
fuck are you
than.
talking about?
I'm saying women tend to blame themselves for being essayed rather than the person
James,
that actually
James,
did it.
James, James,
That
James,
emotional trauma causes them to start
James.
empathizing with them.
I can't deal with this fake James, y'all. I don't know. I can't deal with this fake version of James. This motherfucker spent some time in somebody's life. He's supposed to. James, just shut up. Just shut up. Lord. Why is it so hard to talk to y'all niggas?
Also, like I don't think any of us would ever go into like a man's panel, like any of these like op men especially, and start like trauma dumping about stuff that we'd experienced from men. Like we would never do that. And so and not and expect a positive response. Never. So it's weird that men think that they can like come onto our panels and do that. Just saying.
They got superhero complex.
Well, that's proving the prompt.
James said he
That's
Malcolm X.
proving the prompt. Oh, I'm sorry. Go
Mhm.
ahead.
No, you good. You right. I'm just saying. James think he Malcolm X, and Adonis. I don't know what the fuck Adonis doing. But go ahead, Dark Horse.
I was gonna say it's proving the prompt that what Liz said. Liz, you're absolutely right. But that's the not only expectation, um, that's the threat. If you get face to face with them, like I said, there's a safety of the internet where we can say "fuck you." But how many women can exercise that in real life safely? Not many. So you end up having to listen to this shit as he's going on, making it about himself. Can't fight back. It's a real thing.
So the answer from a man's perspective is that there's no way of having a right answer for this question.
Yeah, cause you want some bullshit.
No, it's because those who don't see other than what is in front of them, and because it could be for many reasons, choose not to.
What we not saying, sir?
What are you not seeing? I didn't. I'm going to tell you this: for someone who hasn't experienced it, which is gonna now you're gonna say I'm bringing myself into it, making it centered around me. I can't even finish that sentence because that's what you're gonna tell me.
Let me say this: the prompt is about women, and I can answer a prompt about women without bringing up a personal experience. And you, as a man, had to bring up your experience as a man to talk about a prompt about a woman. Can you make that make sense?
Yeah, because I experienced someone who has dealt with this that is a woman.
We said you keep bringing that back to you.
Right. So now, again, like I said, you're going to turn around and say it's because I'm centering it around me. So because I'm not a woman, that's why I can't understand this.
No, you were supposed to glean from her experience and your other experiences with other women what we go through and empathize with that. That's what you were supposed to glean from it.
It was definitely different.
I'm gonna
What
tell
was
you
it?
what you didn't do. If that lady had some issues and she was extra empathetic, extra caring, went out of her way not to be abused by you because that was her past, and you didn't say, "Whoa, that's a trauma response." Around here, talk how you want, say what you want. If you're angry, you can do this or that. No, you ate up how she acted. And that's what men do. They eat that shit up, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They enjoy what the patriarchy and what misogyny does to women as a whole, whether it's her father or her husband or her brother who was misogynistic and made her shrink herself. Y'all enjoy it. Y'all don't say, don't do that. I need you to be loud. I need you to be proud. I need you to express yourself. I need you to disagree with me. And you can be passionate about it. No. You be like, I'm so sorry that happened to you. I understand why you're so meek and docile. But thank you for being meek and docile. I'll continue to eat that up. Like, stop playing in our face.
I'm glad I came onto this panel
Wow.
because I'm getting perspectives.
What perspective do you feel like you getting right now?
Seeing it from a woman's point of view, you know, that's what the
What do
perspective
you see
is.
now? What do you see now that you didn't see before?
What Mrs. just said,
What part of what she said?
he said about, you can be loud and proud and, somebody's eating that up. Th- that is interesting to me
What do you mean? What does she
because
mean by somebody eating that up? What does she mean by that?
he's saying that somebody's taking advantage of the fact that because somebody's acting a certain way, that men they abuse that. If I'm hearing that right,
Not they, y'all. You're part of the group.
I don't abuse it, but that's me. It's self-centered, right? I have to be a part of everybody else? Absolutely not. But who gives a shit? Anyway,
Whatever, sir. Like you ain't learned shit. So you have more insight to what other men do, but not you. You grew up in a different society. You've been conditioned a different way, and it don't resonate with you. Got it. All right. You the special motherfucker out here. All right. Lord, I can't.
Do I have to break down again how it is, Sam? Or is he just playing in our face and I should let it go? Let it go?
They're playing. He
Okay.
playing. That shit ain't even coming out fluently. So what do y'all gentlemen want? What's up? What's up? Yeah, he's playing innocent, but here's the thing: it's like, they want to be part of the collective when it benefits them, but not part of the collective when they gotta take accountability for that shit. JS, I sent you a invite. Maybe you could do better than these motherfuckers. They struggling. usually when this happened, I mean, I gotta go back over the instructions again. Somebody done saying something. I don't know what the fuck going on. But essentially, like at the end of the day, like this empathy that women have for other men's feel, even how Liz came up here and Darko and said he and try to break it down and re-explain it to these motherfuckers is a sign of their empathy for men. You're not gonna get that from men. Men are not gonna, oh, let me explain so y'all can understand. No. He's gonna explain so you can understand him. It's gotta be centered around him. Notice James and Adonis did the same thing. They both wanted this conversation centered about him. And because Adonis didn't want the negative feedback or the criticism, he tried to clean it up by saying, oh, you're gonna say this. It's like some way to like now we're not going to call it out because you said that, and that's bullshit. And it's interesting to be aware that you're doing it and still doing it is crazy. Yeah, the mask ain't that good once you see what the fuck it is.
Yeah, I wanted to say to women too, because I think that we will sometimes give the situation more credit. And it didn't have any meat and potatoes, right? And when I say it doesn't have any meat and potatoes, if you told your significant other about maybe a trigger trauma and they listen and they was like, oh, that's messed up. You're like, this is a safe space. He supports me. He understands me. That's not what empathy is. If you can't tell me and point to specifics on how he moves with that information and what he does differently, or how he goes out of his way to support and all those things, like it's more meat and potatoes. That's all I'm saying. It just sounds very, very thin when he's like, well, she shared a trauma with me. Okay, and what'd you do about it? Did you continue to take advantage of what made her this way? Oh, she's meek and she
No, try
doesn't
to
argue
take her
back.
out
I
of it.
found
Try
out.
to help.
That's you can't say it now. And I said that yesterday. So if I tell you
How
that's what you should
you
have done,
how you do it? How you take out
you
of it, sir?
didn't. He said that shit.
How do I
No,
take
How did you take out of it?
I offered a way out of it, whether or not I was included.
What was the offer?
He said with me, if she went with him, she would have got out of it.
Let him say it himself, because we know y'all niggas got empathy for other men. Go ahead, sir. How'd you offer it?
I offered my resources to
So
her.
what the fuck does that mean?
What do you mean? What does that mean?
It
Oh,
He said,
God.
close up with me. If you be
No,
my
no,
girl, you
listen,
won't have to worry
listen,
about
no,
this no more.
because no, listen, I offered whether I was included or not in it. I said a way out of the situation.
how? Explain what did you offer, sir?
Money, place.
You offered she come stay with you so you can exploit her. Got it.
No, I didn't. Not at all.
Then what did
Why does it have to be for me? It was to help her, not for me.
and she
Well, what do you
declined
not
your offer?
understand? What I'm saying is that
She
I
declined
offered
your
her a
offer,
way.
sir.
She was
Sir,
afraid of what?
sir.
Go ahead.
Did she decline your offer?
Of
What the? So why you
course she
talk
did.
like that? Why are you so delayed? Yeah, because she knew that shit was exploitative. She protected herself by declining your offer, sir. Because you didn't ask her what she needed. You offered something. And you offered something that will be beneficial to you. And she
No,
like, no, 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 no. No, 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 because if it was a legitimate offer where you had empathy and it was the best situation, given the scenario, she would have took you upon that offer.
no,
The
she
reason
wouldn't have
why she
because
declined. There's
no,
a
that's not
reason
true.
why she declined.
When you have been living a certain way for many years, like 20 plus years, I could only imagine how difficult it is for someone to change the way that their life is. And it's not for me to say, you need to do this, but I can offer, if you want, a way for you to be out, whether or not I am not included or I am, because that's what I wanted to do to help. And I offered that.
What's up, Miss Matt?
Hey Tara, how are you doing?
Frustrated.
Every day I just have to take a deep breath and say, this is the shit that we hear every day. It's a mess. Man. Let me go ahead on and answer the prompt. I agree, because we sympathize for them. They play on the empathy that we have. And so when they say that women are gold diggers, we're not. How are you going to be a gold digger with no gold? And I heard this today. He said women, what women are stability diggers. We try to get with somebody that's going to be stable and look at the stability part of it. But when you don't offer that, you think that we should stay and struggle with you. No. Because when you stop paying them bills and things start going awry and the kids can't get fed and all of that stuff, we not finna sit there and wait till you get it together. That's crazy. I mean, I don't understand why y'all think that we just should sit around and just with a hope and a prayer.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's all about like the thing is, it's like, oh, you just want this from me because they want a dynamic that only benefits them. That's the thing. But the conversation ain't never about what the men are getting from women, right? Oh, what about all this emotional labor you want from me? What about all this fucking this domestic work you want from me? All this entitlement you gonna feel from me being here? Me fucking you all in my face, my the stress I gotta deal with dealing with you. What about all those things? That don't never come up. The motherfuckers want to talk about money because they know they got to give up money. That's the crazy part. You want to talk about the thing that you got to give up. Again, these motherfuckers ain't got no motherfucking empathy. It's what benefits them. What am I getting out of it? You got these niggas out here. They got the audacity to be asking women what y'all bring to the table. You around here got a whole family in your mind that you want to come to fruition. Talking about you want to have children. You can't even have fucking kids. But you talking about you want 3 kids and a wife that stay home and all that shit. So you want all the luxuries that you can't produce. All the shit you expect from this woman. And y'all want to have a conversation about what she expect from you. Like, it's fucking crazy. The way it comes out of them, all of these men be selfish as shit. Selfish as a motherfucker. Adonis, you fucking selfish. That's all it was. You wanted that woman to be in your house with you so you could benefit from her. And you're trying to make it seem like, oh, I only want to do it because
Who's
her
never in
situation.
my house?
No. I'm still talking. You like, oh, I only want to do it because of her situation. No, you found a way to get in. Oh, come with me. Like, I'm going to make it better for you. No, the fuck? You did not want to make it better for her. You was looking for an opportunity to finally trap her. And you thought this was it. And she didn't take me across my offer because, like, I guess she don't want my help. No, you wanted to exploit her, sir. Y'all don't want... Because if that's the case and you got money like that, you would have been like, hey, can we give you some money to help you with your situation? No. The ultimatum is if you want my motherfucking support, you got to come live with me. I got
No,
to
I
be able
never
to touch
said
you on
that.
exit. Sir.
Mm.
You speak too fucking slow. Let me finish. Don't want to interrupt me now. And then when you start talking, you talk too fucking slow. People who talk like that lying. When you were talking about yourself, the shit came out fluently. Once you had to explain the fucking topic, you've been stuck ever since. You're not saying shit. So don't try to interact now and interrupt me. Let me finish talking. That's the problem. Y'all only fucking exploit. You only think about what you're getting. Y'all don't think about what women are giving up by being with you because you lack fucking empathy. You're not thinking about all the shit that women go through. Y'all don't give a fuck that women who are with y'all, her life is going to be shortened. What the fuck is going on living with you that a woman's life is going to be cut short? What is going on with you that women are stressed, that nervous system is fucking unregulated? Y'all don't give a fuck about none of that. You can give two shits. Are you thinking like, oh, the family, community, and all this shit? Because y'all fucking selfish. You only think about yourselves. And when women get stuck with y'all, it's fucking draining because she's in a relationship with a fucking person who only thinks about them and what they can get and how they could get over. Even when children get involved, it's all about you. Y'all some me bitches. That's all the fuck y'all give a fuck about. What you want to say, Adonis? Go ahead.
All right. Well, I gotta just tell you, you're wrong. That does not apply here. It might apply everywhere else. That's number one.
I get it. You
Two,
the
there
exception,
was
Adonis.
no, there was no, there was nothing being given back in exchange for that. So
What are you talking
you're
about?
aware.
What are you
Huh?
talking about? Giving back for what?
With trying to help somebody in a situation that they're stuck.
What are you talking about?
Oh my God.
Let me ask him something, Tara. Okay, so you offered all these things to this lady. Did you sleep with her?
Nope.
No, he gonna lie about the details, but I'm trying to figure
Oh,
out what the fuck is
trust
he.
me, I didn't.
What the
I
fuck
just
was no. What the fuck are you talking about? Give what back, sir? Give what back?
like if you said if you offer somebody money or a place that you're expecting something in exchange, right? Whether it be emotional or physical, is that correct? Isn't that what you said before?
Let's go ahead and finish the point, sir. You talk too slow to be asking questions. Keep going.
Okay. So why does it always have to be something in return other than just doing the right thing?
That's my question. That's women's question to men.
Can I
Why?
interject?
Yeah, go ahead.
This lady had 20 years of abuse experience. Everybody don't have 20 years of abuse experience. So I'm gonna say that she is doctorate level in picking out what the hell abuse looks like. And she turned you the fuck down. I trust
You
her.
didn't you didn't
I
turn
trust
me
her.
down. What
You
are
said
you
she
talking
said
about?
no.
You didn't say no.
This is
Lord.
getting too
She said
confusing.
she
I
didn't
can't
say
follow the story
no.
now.
What
She
did she
asked
say?
she asked me if she accepted it or not, and I said no. I never said she didn't turn me down. I
She
never
asked
said
if
that.
she accepted. What?
You asked me if she accepted the offer, and I said no. That doesn't mean that she said no to me. It's her
What the what were
situation.
you been smoking this morning? Y'all gotta stay off that shit.
Jesus Christ.
This
It's a
is semantics on
situation.
another level. This is semantics on another level. I'm not playing those games. She didn't accept my offer, but she didn't say no. She didn't say fucking yes. She didn't take you up on it. Stop being stupid.
She
I'm not
did she
fucking
did
with you
say she
guys.
did say yes.
What did she
She
say
did
yes
say yeah.
to?
She wanted to be with me and she wanted to live with me, but because of her situation, she couldn't. And I understand.
Oh, he lying.
That's not a
Yeah,
lie.
he's been lying this
he,
whole
he, he,
time.
he lying because why would she turn down your help and then turn around and accept you to be with you? That's crazy.
Because there's a child involved and there's, your way of life for that many years. That's a pretty big jump.
So that's the problem too. So you couldn't help her as a friend. You had to help her as her
I
partner. You had
did try to help her as a
no.
friend.
You should if you had the resources, you could have gave resources. Those resources don't have to be staying with you.
I never said it was just staying with me.
But you
Oh
know
my!
what just dawned on me, Tara? If he truly wanted to help her, he should have told her, no, let's not do the relationship part of it. Let me just be your friend. Why would you
I
allow
did.
her? Why would no? You said that she said to you that you want to be in a relationship, but why would you even allow her to even get that comfortable to even get in a relationship with all
I
the shit that she had going on? It
I
don't
didn't.
make sense. It's not adding up, Peter.
Why would you want a woman that's already is in a bad situation, and
I
obviously
didn't even I
to
didn't know
take
that.
time to get herself together before she start another
I
relationship.
had no idea until after like a couple months because it was all about me. That's why.
You heard him. It was all about him.
Right. It was supposed to be just friends, and then she came on to me, and that was that.
See,
And she
you
was
can
there
have
as
your
a
cars.
friend.
You know he lying. Lord.
Sir, slow as you talk, and you said that she came on to you, I would have to put a goddamn screw in your back to make you speed up talking. That shit would turn me off.
Yeah, I'm at, first of all, how often do women even like I don't come on to men. I don't know about it. I don't do
Yeah,
that.
no, that was the first time for me. I was not in a good place, and I know it's about me right now, but I'm not going to talk about it. You don't want to hear it. She found me in a place where I was not okay, and she wanted to be there as a friend to make sure I was okay, and she took advantage of it.
I know you
And
fucking not. Tara,
What?
again.
She had a diabolical plan that ended in her like getting your affection and your love.
No, Terrence said he was
Whoa.
waiting to center himself and drag the woman. You just took an hour to
eh,
do it. You could
Tara,
have just came up and said that first. That it's about
Tara,
you.
you
You were in a bad space, so because we would have kicked you off the panel and told you that we're not
I
here to
didn't
listen to
listen.
your man
I'm
stories.
telling
That's
you
why you started when
that
she was in a bad
didn't.
place. This lady needed help. You ain't mention
I didn't.
yourself
No, no,
because
no,
that's
no.
what you
This
wanted
is
to get to.
that
You give a
wasn't.
shit
That
about that
is
lady.
not it. That was not what happened. I only found out during the relationship that happened, like friendship, whatever situationship you want to call it.
This shit don't even make sense.
I
You
Where's
definitely
listen
the
to
did not take
the
advantage
where's
of
the
God,
woman?
anybody.
She took advantage of him because when
Where's
she
the
She
met him,
did.
woman?
he was in a bad space.
Where's the
She
woman?
did.
Where
That's
is
what you
she?
wanted to say.
Where is
There it
she?
is.
Because unless we can talk to her and get her side of the story, there's no point. And I have
I'm
a
telling you
feeling
what happened, but you don't want to hear it.
I have a feeling that she has a much different version of events.
We said you wanted to center you and you didn't give a shit about no women's empathy. So now you're super
Oh
empathetic to
no,
somebody who used
I
you.
definitely
Somebody
do.
who used you when you were down. You turned it
Yeah,
around and now you got all this. Shut the hell up.
I didn't
Stop
listen,
being so
and I
liar.
honestly, I wasn't mad about it. I was confused. I didn't understand why. Why was she doing that?
Shut
For
up.
what reason?
So she used you, and what you did in return was, I'll give you everything, no strings attached. I'll take
No,
you
there
out of
was an
here. I'll
actual
give you all my
hold
connection.
up, hold
No,
resources.
there
up,
was
Stop
actual
it.
hold up.
connection.
Let's do this. Adonis, explain. All right, just it real quick. Explain the scenario. Go ahead. We listen.
Okay. So I'm a combat vet, and I have some issues here and there that I deal with. And one of my good friends, he's upstairs now, unfortunately. And after that happened, I pretty much was just like screw it. Like, and I know this person for over a decade, and for years and years and years, it was a joke between us. Of, hey, like, I'll oh, let me take you out, or like just hi and bye. At this point, life goes on, and then the one day that I was not okay, but you wouldn't have known by looking at me, she saw that and she gave me her number. Then what happened was I reached out, we
Well, let
met,
him finish the
she
scenario.
talked, we talked for like 5 hours, no phones, nothing. She just listened to what I had to say, and she came on to me. And I was like, very respectful. And then from that point, we would hang out and just talk for hours. And then I come to find out that when I gave her some information about certain situations that happened when I was in the military, I started to learn a little bit more about her that she didn't want to share initially. And then I came to find out by piecing the puzzle together that she was in a situation that she felt trapped. And it's not my place to change that. But if I can help, I wanted to. There was no smacks, nothing like that. He helped me when I was down and in a bad place, and I wanted to help her. And that's the truth.
And then what
I'm
happened?
I'm stuck on y'all talk for hours and you you both told y'all didn't talk for hours. You trauma dump on that woman. That's crazy.
She wanted to listen. She gave me her undivided attention. I had never
Exactly.
had somebody
That's
do
it.
that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even in that case, you wasn't giving her feedback on anything. You didn't give a fuck about what she was going through. You found somebody to listen to your
But I
fucking
had no
story.
idea. I had no idea. We didn't talk about her. She didn't want to talk about her. And I asked her, and she said, I don't want to talk about it. Like about like, simple stuff like family, or whatever. She'd give me little things here and there, but she was very shy.
But this very shy woman came on here.
Right. The
Yep.
math is not mathing.
This is the truth. I wasn't looking for it, and I offered friendship.
You
And so
offered.
what? How? So you're saying she rejected you in the end, or what? How did this end?
This ended by her taking my past and putting it in my face, and we just went our separate ways.
What you do to her for her to put your past in your face? What was you doing? And she like, oh,
Well,
I
I
know why
think it
you're
was
acting like
because
this.
I think it was because it was getting too like real, to be honest with you. But for her,
No, no,
it
no.
was amazing. It was
No, no, no.
amazing.
What were you doing that she was connecting to your past that you got fucking triggered about? What were you doing to her?
Being just being myself, being honest, and just
You
being
ain't never did shit wrong. You're a fucking angel. You ain't never did a thing wrong. How all the
to
shit you
her.
been
No,
through? No, of course not.
Yeah,
to her,
because
no.
when men say like she took something that I said and threw it in my face, like you guys love to act like that's like this horrible diabolical thing that we do. No, what we do
If somebody
Is
offers you to take
I'm
your
not
guard
done
down. Oh,
talking. Why
sorry.
reciprocate.
Go
aren't
ahead.
you
My bad.
speaking?
My bad.
When we say like, okay, you need to get like, okay, you tell us something that happened to you, and then we notice that like the way that you're acting is directly correlated to something that you went through. Yeah, we're gonna say something like, you need to get therapy for that thing that happened to you because you are behaving in a way that is toxic and it is very clearly related to that thing that happened to you. And then you're like, you're throwing it in my face. No, that's just connecting dots and like and coming to a logical conclusion from connecting those dots. That's not throwing anything in your face.
The purpose
She
of sharing it is not for him to actually get any help about it. It's to excuse shitty behavior. You're never supposed to talk about it. I told you why I'm a shitty human, so you know I'm a shitty human, so you can excuse it and move the fuck on. I don't ever want to hear about it again. I'm just telling you I'm about to be fucked up to you, and this is why.
Right.
so someone who tries to understand respectfully what somebody's has gone through, and it just gets better and better in a positive way. And for it to be reality now is hard for them, is my understanding. So they want to cut the tie before, because they have the option to say, I don't, or I do want to go forward with this, and that's fine. That's what we do, right? And I respect that. But that was the way that she did it. She didn't want to be the bad guy.
No, you don't want to be the bad guy.
I am the bad guy.
Sir, I'm
Yeah.
gonna say this, and I'm gonna hold your hand real tight and use some hand sanitizer. You need to grow the fuck up and go to counseling, okay? Because your shit is all over the place. When I was trying to do the square root of 5, and that shit still didn't come out right. Because the way you said that she was timid, but she came on to you, that was weird. And then the
Yeah.
way
Oh
that you
yeah.
said, and the way that you said that she used what you told her against you. What was that? What did you tell her? Let's do that, because I really want to know. Let's see how bad it is with a group of women, so we can decide what you told her, and then she turned, and then you tell us what she said. Come on, I'm gonna go on mute. I really want to know.
Okay. Well, my ex used to hit me in my sleep, and she called me up and scream at me. So one day I was with her, and she called me up screaming at me and just being a complete um like just animal. So a couple days later, when I saw her again, she said because I like answered the phone while I was together with her, and I'm like letting her speak to me like that, that I'm toxic, and that it's that this is, just not going to work out. And that's what happened.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. That's not,
Well,
I know.
oh,
No,
sorry.
I mean, you didn't. This is not like, women don't just like lash out for. I mean, I'm not saying it never happens, but like for the most part, women aren't just lashing out for no freaking reason. Like women get gaslit to a certain point, and then they
Yep.
react in such a way because like it is crazy making to be gaslit. And eventually and then you look crazy because the man maybe isn't outwardly like doing anything that's obvious, but you know what he's doing and you know that he knows what he's doing, and it's crazy making. That's probably why she lashed out, not because you answered the phone or
No.
you let her talk to you a certain way. That makes no sense, sir. That makes no
No,
sense.
see, and that's the thing that I agree with you, is that it didn't make any sense, and I said that because she started like yelling at me about it and just ranting on. Because
You
And
you
I told her, I said you're being like her right now, and she didn't like that.
you know why she yelled at you? I'm gonna tell you something. How many tours on the military tour did you do?
Bunch.
A bunch. And you done seen gruesome things, right?
Hmm.
You done seen gruesome things. Listen, thank you for your service, right? But I
Thank
know
you.
people. I know people who have did that the same, but they're not gonna allow no motherfucker to talk to them crazy. I know that. You can say it in a way to get her ass off of you and still keep your manhood, sir. That's what she's talking about. That if you're gonna let somebody that has no control of you as a person to disrespect you like that, why should she stay around to let another woman disrespect you like that? You
And I
clutching, you clutching pearls, not nuts.
Yeah, me
I, I
neither.
told her, I did tell
Hold on,
her
real
that.
quick. Hold on, real quick. Yeah, Miss Beth, we don't be doing that. Thank you for your service over here. What's up, 103? How you doing?
Hello. I'm doing well. I just wanted to come up here. He was talking about how like he had previous trauma that like helped contribute to his behavior for this situation. Um, the therapist I worked for wrote a fantastic book about that. Dealing with past traumas and the negative thoughts that you can get in your head, and like it applies towards people that you know in those different mental health type situations. It's called Stop Talking, Don't Listen. I would highly recommend that book. It helps you realize,
Hold on, real quick. We not about to have empathy for this man and give him labor. Like that's not what's going on here.
And he's not going to read a
oh,
book.
Yeah,
He's
we
never
we
going to read a
not
book.
we not we not helping him with his situation. That's not what the topic's about. That's not what this live is about.
okay.
'Cause that's why he's trauma dumping, and that's what women typically do. And that was the whole point. Like we like, oh, this is something that can help him, whatever. And they just fucking vomit on us all the fucking time. And we were like, oh, you can do this, you do this. No, we ain't doing none of that. Like this
I
motherfucker ain't about to
understand.
go buy no damn book. He ain't about to read said book. He's not about to take fucking feedback from that book and change any fucking thing.
Why?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
No,
Why
I
why do
get
you say
your
Hold
that
up,
point.
though?
Adonis. Hold up,
Yeah.
Adonis.
Okay.
No, I get your point because I am a woman, so I get what you're saying. It's like talking to brick walls sometimes.
Yeah, because we know that these motherfuckers are dangerous. We know they harmful. We know the harm they cause. So when they go
Yeah,
into we be trying to help out, but first of all, that's not our job. Second of
right.
all, like they not even listening. He doesn't want help. That's the thing. And it's very important for women to understand. These men don't want fucking help. They don't want you to help them resolve it. He just want to be a fucking victim. All this is because he couldn't talk about the topic and he just wanted to center himself. So I'm like, fuck it,
Yeah.
go ahead and do it. And we just clapping the bullshit. But we're not helping this
Thank
man with his
you.
fucking problems. That ain't our motherfucking responsibility.
Yeah, and I just want to say, like, I've been single for 7 years because of the fear that I have from what I've been through. Like, and it's scary to even try to date, like, sometimes, especially with, like, how that mentality is, like, a very prevalent thing that's in our, in, you know, in the United States culture. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's valid. We can talk about that, but he just telling this lie. We just clocking the lie.
Yeah,
He helping this motherfucker.
and I appreciate you showing them. Thank you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Adonis.
Listen, I completely 100% respect and appreciate the input and everything and listening and hearing what I have to say. I just want to say one more thing. Not all men are bad.
No, but you are. But you are. You are a fucked up man. Let's do that. So, like, first of all, it's all up.
Go
But
ahead.
let's just do this. Let's say it's some good ones out here. You're not one of them.
And why is that?
You don't. You're the man women need to watch out for. You're the man who's going to send everything about him, be a claim to be a fucking victim, cause harm, and try to excuse it, try to blame the woman for it. You are not that good man that you're trying to refer to. Hold up, sir. Hold up, sir.
Yep.
Because you said you only had one more thing to say. Let me
Okay.
respond.
Go ahead.
Because, like, all right. It's some unicorns out in this motherfucker. Fine. That ain't this nigga right here. That's not you. This man is harmful. This man is emotionally draining. This man is going to stress you the fuck out. This man is always going to have another story, another problem, and always want to be the fucking victim. This right here is the example of a man you should fucking avoid. Men like this, men who talk too fucking slow, men who censor themselves, men who got to answer for everything to excuse their deplorable fucking behavior, men who got a story about how they was a superhero in the fucking story. Men like this, women, y'all should fucking avoid. This is a dangerous man.
Yeah.
So this is why men don't open up because of right
Good.
there.
I don't want them to. I don't want them to.
Yeah, no one asked you to open up. You
Yeah.
insisted on doing it.
Like,
No,
don't
I'm
open
just
up.
saying like that is like a prime
Not
example of
one
why
woman
men.
up here, not one woman up here came up and trauma dumped and expected emotional support.
I never asked for that.
Not a one,
You
not a
told me
one.
to tell you.
What?
You
Pause,
told
pause.
you
If anything, the women came up here to fucking help you with your motherfucking problem, which takes me to the fucking prompt. Our empathy towards y'all is dealing with the fucking trauma y'all put us through.
Mm-hmm. And I don't. That's the thing is like men are like, well, we're just not gonna open up to you anymore. Oh no! Don't threaten me with a good time. Like, what are you talking about? We don't talk. Notice how we as women don't talk to you. Like, we don't open up to men for the most part. We talk to our girlfriends about because we like that's our safe place to talk about things and work things out. But like, you don't have that among men. So you want to come to us and expect our emotional labor, and then you're like, well, I'm not going to let you do this emotional labor anymore. Like, good.
I mean, I was just.
We don't want to
Listen.
do
I
it.
came on because I could
Notice,
say.
hold on. Notice how 1 of 3 came up here and I explained what was going on, but not once he was like, "Oh, thank you for saying that." Maybe I will look up that book because you're not looking for answers. You want
I
to
mean, I
be
didn't really get
safe.
an
You
opportunity. I didn't get an
want to
opportunity
be.
to.
The victim. You are a harmful man in a woman's space trying to be the fucking victim, and you are
I didn't
not.
get an opportunity to say that, by the
Oh,
way.
you had plenty of opportunity to say a lot, sir. You had plenty of opportunity to say a lot. You said what you said, and we're telling you in real time. You talking about, well, there's some, it's not all of them. It is you, though. You.
But how does he know there's not all of them?
It's
You
all
ne-
of them. It's
Because
all of them.
I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm one of them.
He wanted, and this is why I say all men, because he wanted us to say, oh, only some men, so he can still be the
No,
good man.
I'm not saying that.
Sir, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the women here. Sir,
Mm.
respectfully, disrespectfully.
they
Mm.
really think that since they be around men that they know men intimately. That like they been in relationship with men, like they just know the ins and outs of men.
But
For you
the victim is mad. No, this is what I'm saying. He's not talking about men. He's talking about himself. That's what he
mm,
wanted. He wanted to land. He wanted to end the conversation basically saying, yeah, some harmful men out here, ladies, you're valid for that, but I'm not that man. I'm one of the good ones. Like, you can trust, you got a friend in me. Like, that's, they don't give a fuck about other men. That's the thing. He not talking about, that's why I say it's going to be all men, because once you get, I can say it's 99.999%. Man, he like, all right, good, I'm in the clear, because he will be that 0.0001.
That's literally what I say when I talk about all white people being racist. I'm like, we could say it's 99.99999%, and like 99% of us will say, well, I'm the 0.00001%. So it's not useful to even say that, because we all want to believe that we're the exception. You're not the exception. You're also racist.
everybody trying to squeeze into that 10th%.
Yes.
It's making
it's
me laugh.
crazy.
Everybody trying to squeeze in.
Yep.
This
You're
man
not.
had more stories than the law allowed. We need to change this man's name to Woody from Toe Stories. I ain't lying.
I literally have a painting in my mind of a million people trying to squeeze into one small door or something. It's like this image I can't shake. Thank you, Liz.
Like, I got a shot. I got a shot.
Oh gosh, the 10th of a % gonna take me out. I hate y'all.
And
There's
that's
a
why, but this is the thing. That's why we end up with the performance, because the actions don't matter. It's the label. They just want the. He don't want to change anything about themselves. They just want the label. They want to be able to say, "I'm the good person." That's narcissism. That's narcissism. You're fucking narcissist.
yeah. There's a book I really want to read called Racism Without Racists that's about this exact thing. And there could also be a book called Misogyny Without Misogynists.
So are you still here? So you can tell us. You want to tell us how you the exceptional man? Like, what's going on?
I mean, I think my story speaks for itself, but
It sure does. That you are right about.
yeah.
The story definitely says that, like, you are a deplorable man. You got that.
No, yeah, it definitely speaks volumes. I
Yep.
could
And
hear
sir,
that.
we
We
gonna
agree.
remember these stories
We agree.
to the end of time.
Yeah,
We
we'll
agree.
refer back to the story as there's the
It's good content
example.
for this,
No,
definitely.
no, it's not content. It adds to the conversation. It
Okay.
adds to the conversation. We'll be like, remember that man came up here and talking about how he exploited that woman, but he wanted to still be a good man at the end of the day.
I'm gonna say, yeah, Terry, that shit was wild, wasn't it? You can be like, this, that, yeah.
We won't know your name. We won't remember your name. We won't remember your face, but we'll remember the story. It will be. It is in the archives now, sir.
Oh, I'm gonna remember his name because I'm gonna remember. You remember Woody? Y'all
That's
gonna be like,
funny.
what the fuck? I'm be like from the Toy Story, the one that had a million of stories about his life and the women that he took advantage of. That said that was timid, but then hollering at him at the same time. That one, y'all gonna be like, yeah, I remember that shit.
1 to 3. Did you want to say something else?
No, but I appreciate your life and thank you for your assistance. I'll get off now, but thank you.
All right. Well, it's been a blast. Thank you for your time, everyone. I'm glad I got a new nickname. Um,
Okay.
All right, Woody.
ladies, have a wonderful day. All right.
Bye, Woody.
It was a blast. It's crazy.
Damn, Woody.
Terry, you told me whatever kind of attention. You told me whatever attention. They excited with it. Like, yes, absolutely. What the fuck? That shit did not go well. Yo, I can't. I
It was
can't.
a blast.
Damn, Terry, why you had to prove us right in 10K? Damn. Oh shit. Golly.
That was crazy. Is it? I don't know if y'all was here, but James Hay came up here and said his whole troll persona has been fake. He's actually he agrees with our points, and he's out here just trying to be the case study or the example for us to point out how deplorable these men are. But that's not it, right? His imaginary wife is actually real, and she's actually stands with us on a lot of these points, and they talk about these things, and I'm like, nigga, you don't shut the fuck up. But I'm not gonna forget him saying that all of it was fake. But it's interesting that he said that shit. I think
I didn't hear him say that. I must not been here.
James Spirit, the Jack-o'-lantern?
Let me see if he'll come back up here.
Damn.
And then Donis was getting too much attention, so James had to leave. You know, if the man ain't get enough attention, they'll leave. Go ahead, James. You want to give clarity to what I just said? Oh yeah, why you call Donis to go?
My time almost up. I'm gonna have to go back to being James Spirit. So,
Hold up. Why you call Donis to go?
cause that man, he better at acting than I am. That man went full circle on y'all, and he stayed on the panel for at least 30 minutes. I can't even last 10 minutes. I try to get on there and at least make it 10 minutes. I get dropped. Anyway, I'm out here digging footers in the rain, y'all.
Digging what?
Footers for the house. Footers, the foundational part. So I've been.
You too loud. It's too loud. That's what happened when you don't feed into like this motherfucker old, lonely, in the middle of nowhere, putting filters into the house. That shit's crazy. He claims one house of many, and his wife back up at the house. That shit is sad. That's some sad shit. The way these men be lying. But yeah, you make it seem like it's a performance, and it's interesting because it's just interesting that you had this take that your whole persona is fake and you don't believe the bullshit you've been saying. If you don't believe the shit you're saying, it wasn't to our benefit. That's for sure.
Yes, it was. I've helped many women make up their mind that they're gonna stop dealing with men.
But not, yeah, you have, but not the way you think.
Yeah, right. I was gonna say that.
Yeah, it's the way I think. So they can be part of the movement. And I know for a fact,
What's the movement?
the movement is for the whole planet moving or shifting into a new direction where the feminine quality is going to lead us into that era where we actually have peace. That's something Minister Farrakhan spoke about, and I believe it. He said that the trouble that the world is having right now is because of the treatment that we have given women. And women will be in the forefront of leadership moving into the future.
So y'all want women to save y'all.
Well, I mean, if y'all got the quality, y'all can do the job. Obviously, we fell in at some point, so we ain't got it. And when we were little and played sports in the streets, we let the one who could run the fastest run the ball, the one who could catch the best catch the ball, and the one who could throw the best and the furthest throw the ball, because we just wanted to win. I'm on the team that wants to win. I don't care about who's throwing, catching, and running. I want to be at the end when the scoreboard says we had the highest score. As for example, women have the quality to lead without being independent of others sharing that leadership as men are. Men want to be independent in leadership. Women are willing to share leadership. So their ability to share leadership and be a community is what the new world, so to speak, is going to have, because this world is over with.
What y'all think about this man saying?
Not a goddamn thing. I think it's performative.
Oh, I didn't say it. Minister Farrakhan said it. I'm just repeating something I heard him say, and I believe it.
Because you listen to men, right?
I'm sorry, repeat that.
I said, because you listen to men, correct?
Yeah, and women.
What have you learned from women, James?
I learned a lot from women. One of them is a minister, and she was teaching about how in relationships, men have to see themselves only as a representative, not the brain. So we go to the seer, which is usually the woman in the community. She has vision and foresight to be able to see what turns to make as far as your future is concerned, right? He gets the information and then he goes and carry it out. He represents the family outside the home. Inside the home, he has to get guidance. Most of the time that guidance comes from a woman. And in the black community, it has always been known that Big Mama was the one giving guidance to the household. See, we live in such a, not misogynistic, but male-centered, white male-dominated society, and everything else has been vilified and pushed down and made to be the evil of society. And that's what's leading us astray. Every time we get in a war, it's the same 5 European countries that's in world wars because of the ideology. We have to move away from that ideology. And I guarantee you, this brother, like I'm using Burkina Faso as an example, I guarantee you, if you go into his background, you're going to find that there are some women in his circle he's using for guidance. And I know.
Did he say any problem with women being able to terminate their pregnancy? Burkina Faso?
I don't know, but I know he's changing a lot of ways.
That's important. That's important because men only think about themselves. Like it's interesting how y'all be thinking about things getting better, the world being better. It's your own benefit, and I don't. First of all, yeah, they banned it. I don't believe shit you saying. First of all, but the second thing is interesting how y'all like, oh, women gonna come in and save everything.
It's not necessarily saving because
sir. When the reality is like, first of all, any change you up there, James, you wouldn't be able to see shit, right? But the thing is, like, go ahead and take yourselves out of the equation. If you want to help women, go ahead and take yourself out of the equation. Go ahead and do it now. Go ahead and help us out. Cause I don't know what the fuck. Y'all niggas full of shit.
Yeah, I'd be curious what the last book you read by a woman was, James.
You said what?
I said I'd be curious what the last book he read that was by a woman, what the title of that was.
James ain't read no book. He been listening to these conversations.
But I mean, I don't know. You would be hard pressed to find what is interesting to me is even among men who read, you'd be hard pressed to find a man who read an entire book by a woman, ever. And then you're talking about you listen to women, you value what women have to say. Then why have you never read a book by a woman?
Well, he just said that his major point that he got about supporting women came from a man. That's what he just said.
Right. Yeah. That's what made me think of it. Yeah.
Oh, Jacqueline, I think he trying to trump people, huh?
I don't want to talk to that nigga. I'm gonna take a break, y'all.
Okay.
Thank y'all for coming up. Thank y'all for
Okay.
All right, Sarah.
You, Tara.
See you later.
I'll be back later. I'm gonna try to come up with another prompt to come back later. I'll see y'all later.